The place card at table 18 said, Sophia Chin in elegant script. Table 18 was positioned directly beside the kitchen's swinging doors, where servers rushed past with trays and the ambient noise made conversation nearly impossible. The furthest table from the head table. The furthest from family. The place you put people you're obligated to invite but don't actually want to see. My brother Marcus had outdone himself this time. Sorry about the seating, my cousin Jennifer whispered as she passed by during cocktail hour. Marcus said something about limited space and you being, you know. She gestured vaguely, the universal sign for terminally single and unsuccessful. I knew exactly what Marcus had said. I'd overheard him on the phone with his fiancée Amber last month. Just put Sophia somewhere in the back. She won't care, she never brings anyone anyway. Probably spending another Saturday night with her laptop. He wasn't wrong about the laptop. I just had better reasons than he imagined. The ceremony had been beautiful. The Plaza Hotel ballroom was draped in white roses and crystal chandeliers, everything dripping with the kind of wealth that Amber's family specialized in displaying. The Winthrop family owned a chain of luxury hotels across the East Coast, and they'd spared no expense making sure everyone knew it. Marcus worked as a regional manager at one of their properties, a perfectly respectable position that our parents never stopped bragging about. Marcus is really moving up in the hospitality industry, Mom would say at every family gathering. Such a stable career. Unlike some people. The some people was always me. I was 31, unmarried and according to family consensus, perpetually unemployed. I worked from home, kept irregular hours and was maddeningly vague about what I actually did. Tech consulting was the phrase I used when pressed, which my family had interpreted as unemployed but embarrassed to admit it. Sophia. My Aunt Carol descended on me near the bar. You look lovely, dear. Still doing the computer thing? Something like that, I said, accepting a glass of champagne. Well, maybe you'll meet someone tonight. Amber invited several eligible young men from her father's company. She patted my arm. You're not getting any younger, sweetheart. I was saved from responding by the request for everyone to find their seats. I made my way to table 18 where I discovered I'd been seated with the overflow, Amber's distant cousins who'd flown in from Seattle, a couple who were friends of friends and Marcus's college roommate who'd brought his wife. No one at the table knew who I was. No one asked. We exchanged polite introductions and settled in for what promised to be a long evening. The first courses came and went. The conversation at my table revolved around real estate prices in Seattle and whether the Winthrop hotels were expanding to the Pacific Northwest. I smiled and nodded and checked my phone under the table. 3 new emails from my executive team. 2 texts from my COO asking about the timeline. 1 message from my lawyer with the subject line, Final merger documents, ready for signature. I'd been planning to wait until after the wedding to finalize everything. To let Marcus have his moment. But the timeline had accelerated, and sometimes the world didn't wait for family weddings to conclude. Ladies and gentlemen, the best man stood, champagne glass raised. I'd like to make a toast to the happy couple. His speech was predictably boring. Jokes about Marcus's terrible golf swing, stories about college parties, praise for Amber's beauty and poise. Polite applause followed. Then Marcus's boss stood. Richard Winthrop Jr., Amber's uncle who ran the hotel empire with an iron fist. I'd also like to say a few words about my new nephew-in-law. Marcus has proven himself to be dedicated, hardworking, and exactly the kind of person we want in the Winthrop family. Someone who understands the value of a real career, of stability, of showing up every day and doing the work. His emphasis on real career felt pointed. Several family members glanced in my direction. Unlike some people, Richard continued, and now he was definitely looking at me, who think they can succeed by hiding behind computer screens, Marcus has built something tangible. Something real. So let's raise our glasses to Marcus and Amber, to real success and real commitment. The toast rang out across the ballroom. At table 18 I raised my glass with everyone else, my face carefully neutral. Marcus was beaming. Amber wiped away delicate tears. My mother looked simultaneously proud and apologetic. At least give the lonely one champagne, Marcus called out, his voice carrying. He was gesturing at me, laughing. My sister Sophia, everyone, forever single, forever hiding behind that laptop. Someone make sure she gets champagne. She'll need it. The laughter that followed was uncomfortable, uncertain. People weren't sure if it was a joke or just cruel. I drained my champagne glass and stood. Several people assumed I was going to the restroom. Instead, I walked toward the entrance where I'd noticed a commotion starting. The first executive through the door was Catherine Walsh, CEO of TechVision Global. 73 years old, 5'2", and one of the most powerful women in Silicon Valley. Her entrance turned heads immediately. Behind her came David Martinez, CEO of Martinez Ventures. Then Sarah Kim from Quantum Systems. Then James Park from Park Industries. 4 Fortune 500 CEOs, entering Marcus's wedding reception like they'd been personally invited. Because they had been. By me. Catherine spotted me immediately. Sophia. There you are. We came as soon as we could. She embraced me warmly, completely oblivious to, or more likely completely ignoring, the stunned silence spreading through the ballroom. Catherine, David, Sarah, James. I greeted each of them. I appreciate you making time on such short notice. Are you kidding? David grinned. We wouldn't miss this for anything. The merger closes Monday. We wanted to celebrate with you in person. Marcus had frozen mid-conversation. Amber's champagne glass was suspended halfway to her lips. Richard Winthrop Jr. was staring at the executives with the expression of a man trying to do complicated math in his head. Merger, my mother said faintly. She'd appeared at my elbow, her face pale. Mom, I said calmly, I'd like you to meet Catherine Walsh, CEO of TechVision Global. Catherine, this is my mother, Linda Chin. Catherine shook my mother's hand with practiced grace. Mrs. Chin, you must be so proud of Sophia. What she's built with Nexus AI is extraordinary. Nexus AI. Mom repeated the name like it was foreign. Pi Company, I said simply. I founded it 7 years ago. We develop artificial intelligence systems for enterprise applications. Sarah Kim joined us, champagne in hand. Sophia's being modest. Nexus AI is the most sophisticated AI platform on the market. Every major tech company has tried to acquire it. We finally convinced her to let TechVision take the lead on a merger. The deal closes Monday, James added. $2.4 billion. It's the largest AI acquisition in the past 3 years. My mother swayed. David caught her elbow. Mrs. Chin? Are you all right? 2.4. She couldn't finish the sentence. Marcus had abandoned the head table and was pushing through the crowd. Sophia, what the hell is going on? Your sister, Catherine said coolly, her tone suggesting she'd already sized up the situation, is about to become one of the youngest self-made billionaires in the tech industry. Her stake in Nexus AI after the merger will be worth approximately $1.6 billion. The ballroom had gone completely silent. Even the band had stopped playing. That's impossible, Richard Winthrop Jr. said, but his voice wavered. She's unemployed. She works from home doing computer things. I work from home running a company with 640 employees across 12 countries, I corrected. Our AI systems are used by 73 of the Fortune 500 companies, including, as of last quarter, the Winthrop Hotel chain. Richard's face drained of color. The new reservation and customer service AI we implemented. Nexus AI, I confirmed. You've been paying my company $800,000 annually in licensing fees. Your nephew just toasted to real work, while standing in a ballroom whose digital infrastructure is powered by my technology. Amber had started crying. Not delicate tears this time, full heaving sobs. Marcus looked like he might be sick. The seating arrangement, Catherine said, glancing at table 18 beside the kitchen door. Is that where they put you? Limited space, I said calmly. You know how weddings are. Unacceptable, Catherine said. She turned to Amber's father. Mr. Winthrop, maybe we should rethink your hotel chain's partnership with Nexus AI. Richard froze. Wait. After all, Catherine added, you toasted real work, while making money from Sophia's technology. David was already typing. Press release goes live in 30 minutes. Forbes interview tomorrow. TechCrunch wants a feature. Wall Street Journal is running a profile. Marcus snapped. This is my wedding. You couldn't wait one day. They're not just business associates, I said softly. Catherine mentored me. David invested early. Sarah and James have been with me for years. They believed in me when my own family thought I was unemployed. Dad stepped forward looking confused. Sophia, you never told us. I tried, I said, the frustration finally breaking through. When we landed our first big contract, you changed the subject to Marcus's promotion. When we raised $75 million, you asked when I'd get a real job. When I invited you to our office opening, you said you were busy planning Marcus's engagement party. But billionaire, Mom whispered. You're going to be a billionaire. The money isn't the point. I built something real. Something that helps people. But you never saw it because it didn't look like the success you expected. Sarah stepped forward. Sophia begged us not to come. We insisted. We didn't want your family to learn from the news first. James added, the seating chart makes sense now. Amber's father stared at me differently now, like I was suddenly important. Miss Chen, maybe we should talk about the partnership. You can talk to my team, I said. I'm stepping back after the merger. Taking time off. Maybe even enjoying a Saturday without work. Marcus glared. You're making this about you. On my wedding day. I didn't make anything about me, I said. You did, with your toast, with your seating chart, with years of treating my career like a joke. I was fine sitting quietly at table 18. These people flew across the country because they value me. Something I wish my family had done. Catherine checked her watch. Press release in 20 minutes. Keep it professional, I said. Focus on the merger. Not my family. Even though they seated you behind the kitchen door? Sarah asked. Especially because of that, I said. This is their wedding. I won't ruin it. Richard Winthrop Jr. suddenly blurted out, $2.4 billion. Amber groaned. Uncle Richard, language. Your wedding, he said, where you stuck a billionaire by the kitchen door. He spun on Marcus. Do you know what this means for our partnership? I won't cancel your contract, I said. Nexus AI keeps its promises. But renewal terms will be handled by my team. I'll be busy, taking the time off you all insisted I needed. Mom started crying. Sophia, we didn't understand. If you'd just told us. I did, I said softly. You just weren't listening. You compared me to Marcus's career and decided I was failing. Jennifer, my cousin, pushed through and hugged me. About time someone put these people in their place. Jenny. Mom gasped. What? It's true. The entire ballroom was motionless. 300 guests watching a family's secrets fall apart. Cameras captured everything. Catherine's phone buzzed. It's live. Forbes headline reads, Nexus AI founder Sophia Chen becomes youngest female tech billionaire in historic merger. We're trending on Twitter, David reported. Someone posted photos from the wedding. The caption is, when you seat a billionaire by the kitchen door. Oh God, Amber moaned. Amber, I said, walking over to her. I'm sorry. I didn't want this to happen at your wedding. But sometimes timing is out of our control. You're not sorry, she said, mascara streaming down her face. You're not sorry at all. You're right, I admitted. I'm not sorry that people finally know the truth. But I am sorry that it happened today. You deserved a perfect wedding day. Did I? She laughed bitterly. I'm the one who made the seating chart. I'm the one who put you by the kitchen because you were just Marcus's weird sister. I didn't even ask what you did for work. I just assumed. You assumed what everyone told you to assume. Marcus was standing alone near the head table watching his perfect day dissolve. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. Sophia, Catherine said gently, we should go. Let them salvage what's left of the reception. He was right. The executives had made their point. The merger was public. And I was done being the family embarrassment. Mom, Dad, I said, we'll talk later. When things are calmer. But I need you to understand, this isn't about money or revenge or proving anyone wrong. This is about being seen. Really seen. And if it took 4 CEOs showing up at a wedding for you to finally look at me properly, then so be it. As we walked toward the exit, guests parted like we were royalty. The Seattle cousins from table 18 looked stunned. Amber's sorority sisters were frantically Googling Nexus AI. Richard Winthrop Jr. was already on the phone with someone, probably his board. At the door I turned back one last time. Marcus was still standing there, champagne glass forgotten in his hand, his moment of triumph completely evaporated. Congratulations on your marriage, Marcus, I called out. I hope it brings you everything you're looking for. Just remember, success isn't always visible. Sometimes it's hidden behind a laptop in the back of the ballroom where no one thinks to look. Outside, Catherine's car was waiting. As we pulled away from the plaza, I could see guests pouring out onto the sidewalk, phones raised, still processing what had just happened. Feel okay? David asked. I looked at the ringless finger that Aunt Carol had pitted, at the phone exploding with congratulations from the tech community, at the 4 people who'd flown across the country just to celebrate with me. Yeah, I said. I feel okay. Better than okay, actually. I felt seen. Finally, completely, undeniably seen. And that was worth more than any seat at the family table.